I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I was crawling all over you.
Get off me, baby. Let's have another look at...
Next, a Pentagon briefing with Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld. He and other Defense Department officials talked about the need to refine the Pentagon's business practices. The briefing was about a half hour.
To introduce our leader, our Secretary of Defense, Donald Rumsfeld.
Some might ask, how in the world could the Secretary of Defense attack the Pentagon in front of its people? To them I reply, I have no desire to attack the Pentagon. I want to liberate it. The adversary is closer to home. It's the Pentagon bureaucracy. Let's make no mistake. The modernization of the Department of Defense is a matter of some urgency. In fact, it could be said that it's a matter of life and death, ultimately, every American's. We need to save it from itself. That's why we're here today, challenging us all to wage an all-out campaign to shift Pentagon's resources from bureaucracy to the battlefield, from tail to the tooth. In this period of limited funds, we need every nickel. We must change for a simple reason. The world has, and we have not yet changed sufficiently. We must rebuild our infrastructure, which is in a very serious state of disrepair. And we must assure that the noble cause of military service remains the high calling that will attract the very best. All this costs money. It costs more than we have. It demands agility, more than today's bureaucracy allows. Now we must free you to take some of the same thoughtful, reasoned risks in the bureaucracy that the men and women in uniform do in battle. Today's announcements are only the first of many. We will launch others ourselves, and we will ask Congress for legislative help as well. These leaders are experienced, talented, and determined. I am delighted they are on our team. I would not want to try to stop them from what they came into this department to do. I expect them to be enormously successful. Let me give you an example. There are dozens of offices of general counsel scattered throughout the department. Each service has one, every agency does too. So do the Joint Chiefs. We have so many general counsel offices that we actually have another general counsel's office whose only job is to coordinate all those general counsels. You think I'm kidding? Why is DOD one of the last organizations around that still cuts its own checks? You think I'm kidding? There's a myth, sort of a legend, that money enters this building and disappears like a bright light into a black hole, never to be seen again. The old adage that you get what you inspect, not what you expect, or put differently, that what you measure improves, is true. It is powerful, and we will be measuring, and we must. So today we declare war on bureaucracy, not people, but processes, a campaign to shift Pentagon resources from the tail to the tooth. Well, fine. If there's to be a struggle, so be it. But keep in mind the story about the donkey, the burro, the ass. The man and the boy were walking down the street with the donkey, and people looked and laughed at them and said, "Isn't that foolish? They have a donkey and no one rides it." So the man said to the boy, "Get on the donkey. We don't want those people to think we're foolish." So they went down the road, and people looked at the boy on the donkey and the man walking alongside. "Isn't that terrible? That young boy is riding the donkey and the man's walking." So they changed places. Went down the road, people looked and said, "Isn't that terrible? That strong man is up there on the donkey and making the little boy walk." So they both got up on the donkey. The donkey became exhausted, came to a bridge, fell in the river, and drowned. And of course, the moral of the story is if you try to please everybody, you're going to lose your donkey. So as we all remember that if you do something, somebody's not going to like it, so be it. Our assignment is not to try to please everybody. A cab driver in New York City ought to be able to feel confident that we care about those dollars. It's about professionalism. And it's also about our respect for ourselves. about how we feel about seeing GAO reports describing waste and mismanagement and money down a rat hole. We need your help. I ask for your help. I thank all of you who are already helping. I have confidence that we can do it. It's going to be hard. There will be rough times, but it's also the best part of life to be engaged in doing something worthwhile. Every person within earshot wants to be a part of a proud organization, an organization that cares about excellence in everything it does. I know it. You know it. Let's get about it. Thank you very much.